A major U.S. pipeline has now been offline for 3 days after a cyber attack was discovered late last week. The Colonial Pipeline supplies 45% of all fuels used on the East Coast. It runs more than 5,000 miles from Houston, Texas to Linden, New Jersey, transporting more than 100 million gallons of gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, and home heating oil each day. The FBI said Monday the attack was carried out by an experienced Russian entity called DarkSide. Here's what the Deputy National Security Advisor for Cyber and Emerging Technologies said about the group during a White House briefing earlier.
The FBI identified the ransomware as the DarkSide variant, which they've been investigating since October of last year. It's a ransomware as a service variant, where criminal affiliates conduct attacks and then share the proceeds with the ransomware developers.
For more on this, let's bring in CBS News senior investigative correspondent Catherine Herridge. Hi there, Catherine. So the FBI confirms hackers calling themselves DarkSide are responsible for this cyber attack, and they wrote on their website that their goal is to make money, not to create problems for society. Have they issued any demands, and what can you tell us about them?
Well, based on our reporting, Elaine, here at CBS News, DarkSide is new on the cyber ransom warfare landscape. But what we see in the tactics and the targets it has chosen, that it is likely a group of highly experienced veteran cyber warfare individuals. And what I mean by that is that it's a new collection of hackers, but these are folks who are highly experienced. And the former head of cybersecurity and infrastructure protection at Homeland Security, Chris Krebs, told CBS News that this is a group that has links to Moscow. So what exactly does that mean? The president said today there's no evidence the Russian government was involved, but there really is a spectrum with attribution. In this case, it may be absolutely correct that the Russian government did not direct this attack, but that's very different than saying the Russian government did not encourage this attack, and it's also very different from saying that Russian intelligence gave their tacit approval to this type of activity by allowing these hackers to operate either from Russia or Eastern Europe. And as you know from your reporting, Elaine, attribution is the most difficult part in a situation like this, and sometimes can take weeks or months, and sometimes no conclusion is ever reached because the hackers are so good at covering their tracks.
Yeah, it was interesting to hear the president even comment at this point so early on, just after this attack was discovered. How long might the Colonial Pipeline actually be offline, Catherine?
Well, Colonial Pipeline issued a statement today, and I'd encourage folks at home to read it for themselves, because if you look very closely at the language, you'll see that there are a number of indicators that this will be a very involved process to get the systems back online. What they said over the weekend is that they were able to get smaller lateral lines back on track, but not the main pipelines themselves. And they said it would be a step-by-step process because they have never shut down the entire network in the past. And of course, this was done, they said, as a precautionary step because the ransomware had gotten into the business side of the house, so the IT systems, and they said they had not seen evidence it had gone into the operational side of their networks, which is the distribution of gasoline, oil, and other fuels. So a long process, perhaps by the end of this week, but that's really a very optimistic guesstimate at this point.
Well, this ransomware attack comes just months after the massive Russian SolarWinds breach. Several federal agencies, including the state and defense departments, were significantly impacted by that cyber attack. What is the federal government doing to beef up security?
Well, what we know so far from this 4-month review is that at least 9 federal government agencies were impacted by the SolarWinds breach. And if you speak privately with government officials, what they'll tell you is that even at this point, they are still getting their arms around the magnitude and the scope of this breach because its tentacles went into so many elements of the federal government. What it's really highlighted and what the federal government has tried to deal with in a very forward-leaning way is what they call supply chain security. In this case, you can have a really strong, reinforced computer network at the Defense Department. But if you're getting a software and an upgrade which has a weakness or an Achilles heel, then you're only as strong as that weakest link, which is exactly what happened here with the SolarWinds case.
Catherine, you're also continuing to track the Capitol insurrection investigation, and we know that Capitol Police Inspector General Michael Bolton is again testifying about the January 6th attack. How does today's testimony differ from his previous ones?
Well, our investigative unit here at CBS News, producer Michael Kaplan, was the first to get a hold of the second installment, what they call a flash report that was put together by the Capitol Police's Inspector General or watchdog. And the findings are pretty striking because it tells us a lot more about the past and current threat landscape. What they found is that there's been a significant spike in threats against not only the people, but the property that are the responsibility of the Capitol Police. It's gone up threefold since 2017, and the report found that the Capitol Police are not postured to deal with this surge in threats, and they don't have the resources not only to respond or prevent them, but to even at the most basic level analyze the intelligence to know what threats are credible and what threats can be dismissed, Elaine.
Really eye-opening to hear those details. Catherine Herridge for us. Catherine, thanks as always.
You're welcome.